Michael, give me a hug.
All right. So we are in Washington, D.C. We've got Oakville Shoal. We've got William here streaming as well. We got a few other people. Jenny over there.
Let's say
hi to everybody.
So Johnny is kind of helped, really helped like organize a lot of this road to Congress with everybody else.
And there's Claudia.
Very safe. 100% He likes long walks on the National Mall.
Come here, you're not gonna escape.
Hey, what's up? How you doing? There's a rough trip.
Such a tough
I gotta warn you.
How do you feel? Tell everybody.
Exhausted, happy.
Did you guys get any sleep at all?
Very little.
Very little. All the way across.
Good. Good.
Hey,
Hi.
how you doing?
Welcome back.
Thank you. Hey Donna, what's up? Good to see you. Hell yeah, we made it.
Yeah, I ran into William at K Street. Remember, I've been
Right.
stuff, but we've already done like a mart or like a picket in front of the federal building this morning. A bunch of stuff going on. Occupy the Dreams going on. It's so awesome. You guys are going to dig it so much.
I'm so excited.
We already are.
Oh my God.
I'm not even tired anymore.
Adrenaline?
Yeah, totally. What's your name?
Sarah.
I'm Eugene.
Hi, Eugene. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you guys made it.
Thank you.
I'm ready to set up my tent.
Yes, fair enough. We were over at the camp today. There's plenty of room for folks over there to set up. Plenty of room to set up.
Well, by tomorrow, I guarantee we probably won't be very much.
What is your name?
Oh, behind?
I saw it. I'm excited to be here. This is my first time in the nation's capital, and we are ready to occupy Congress and get some of our agenda in front of the American people.
See all the videos that you've been
Occupy SD99. That's all the videos that we've been putting up from the ground in San Diego, as well as a couple here and there on the road. But yeah, Occupy SD99. You can find some things like
we were changing buses.
Very cool.
We had a little bit of a
Everybody
layover.
is so excited to be here.
And so we brought all of our baggage inside, and we lined it up in front of the gate. The bus was boarding the previous passengers, so they got on first, and then we got on. We were met with a bus driver who was to where he actually wanted to kick one of us off. After a bit of conversation, he exited the bus. I switched places from the back to the front to diffuse the situation with the person that he had a few words with. After about 20 minutes or so, the police showed up. The police entered the bus. They talked to us. They found us to be reasonable, sober, intelligent, and happy. Happy to be where we were. We had a mission. The mission was not to protest on Greyhound. The mission was to come to Washington, D.C. and make our voices heard. So after a few moments of dealing with the police and conversation, they exited the bus and they tried on our behalf to negotiate with the driver to go ahead and start driving and fulfill their contractual obligation to get us to the next destination. Their driver refused, and he came back on the bus. He started pointing out people at random and asking for the occupiers to be removed. But he couldn't identify them by face. If we didn't have the shirts on, he would have never known. And he pointed out to several people who weren't even with the occupation. Once we saw one of our members pointed to get off the bus, we immediately joined him. We have a solidarity pact. No one gets left behind. So if one person gets kicked off, we all leave. We all got up and left. We made it very easy for them, and we exited the bus.
What happened to the people that weren't occupiers?
They continued on their route.
Okay. Even the ones that he pointed out that
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do they have anything to say about that? I mean, the people who were on the bus, did they say anything, speak up?
Well, you know, one of the great things about the occupation is that we're a very friendly lot. So we had made friends with some of the people along the way who had transferred with us, and many of them spoke up in our behalf.
So then what happened? You get kicked off the bus, and what goes down next?
We get kicked off the bus, and we organize our luggage, and we start to film and document the situation. So we've got plenty of video and pictures of the situation as it unfolded after we were removed from the bus. We spoke to some of the employees who confirmed our suspicion that this is not the first time that this bus driver has acted in this manner. In fact, the quote from the employees was, "Every time the police are called, it's as a result of this driver's action." So we entered the terminal again. The employees inside the terminal were great. They said, you know, you guys can spread out. We'll try and get you on the next bus as it comes out. We'll reprint your tickets. You know, we're here to help you. They were great. So we spread out and we started immediately plugging our devices into the charging station. We got on the phone, we got on the live stream, we started talking to occupiers, and then before we knew it, the phones were blowing up at that station, pizzas were being delivered, money was being donated. I mean, it just really blew up in an amazing, amazing way.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I mean, we heard about it. We were in the middle of what was, you know, 15 to 19 degree weather in Zuccotti Park, and your compatriot comes up to us and it's just like they just got kicked off the bus.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that was amazing. So what happened? How many hours were you there?
We got off the bus after a delay from approximately 10 minutes to 7 to a little past 8 o'clock. And then we boarded the next bus at approximately 5:50 the following morning.
And so did you guys, like, I mean, has Greyhound promised you guys anything?
Nope. Well, no, they haven't promised us anything other than to fulfill their contractual obligation to get us to DC in the quickest manner that they could. They were quite gracious about it. They understood what was going on. So what happened was they got us onto the next stop, and at the next stop we met with a couple of representatives who tried to work out a way to get us here as fast as possible. It included options like refunding our tickets so that we could rent a van and go directly, or what we eventually chose was a hot bus, which is a bus that has only 3 stops. So we went to Nashville, Knoxville, Memphis, and then directly to DC.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And we were the only passengers on that bus, and it was quite comfortable. Yeah, they basically added that route. It was almost as if they chartered a bus for us. So they were as accommodating as they could be.
And legally speaking, do you guys have any plans for this?
We have no comment
at the moment.
Okay, fair enough.
I've got a question.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You get to Twitters. Made several mentions for people that were calling to complain and to add some support to you, not to call. Do you have any idea how many people actually called the terminal, or did anybody mention how many calls were called on your behalf?
Well, I don't know the exact number, but I can tell you this: the phone never stopped ringing.
Okay.
It constantly rang and rang
And
and
that
rang.
is what you call occupy together.
So, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
We would very much like for people to call the corporate offices of Greyhound and talk to them about their policy when it comes to customer service and their driver, but mainly to talk about their policy of people who are politically motivated going to a rally and being kicked off for their political belief. You know, that's the bigger issue.
The numbers 800-231-2222. Don't forget it.
Right.
2222.
What's your name, sir?
I am Alan.
How do you feel?
I am elated to be here.
Right on.
Yay! That's Alan.
I'm so tired of being on a bus. Patchouli isn't even working.
It's the smell of freedom, brother.
That's it.
And we have Laura with Occupy LA with us, who's been riding along the whole way.
Yes, but we are.
Picked her up in LA.
That's right. The Amarillo13 now.
Yeah, maybe we should get all the Amarillo13 together for a photo.
Yes.
Can you tell us how you joined these guys?
Well, I had a burning desire to make this event in DC. I heard about it on the internet. This whole occupation has been a social media phenomenon. Our own eviction in LA. I was arrested with the LA Occupy when they closed down our camp. That whole thing happened in moments. I mean, in a couple of hours, we went from 150 people to thousands of people, 2,000 people out in the streets, and several hundred getting arrested with us. So I was online looking for a route. I was hoping a group of LA folks would get together, we'd rent a bus or something and go. Wasn't finding that. I hooked up with the Road to Congress SD people, and I joined up.
Did you drive down to San Diego, or?
No. They had printed the itinerary, giving all their stops so that other occupiers could join up if they wanted. And so I saw what time it came through Los Angeles, and I booked my bus, and Greyhound was right in my budget, so I booked my bus to leave when theirs was leaving. So I met with them the second they came in the door with all their bags and their shirts. I felt, yes, I am a part of this, and now I feel like I am part of San Diego. I haven't left you behind though, LA. I'm still with you. But we have gelled as a unit. We're a whole new unit. We had GAs on the bus, meetings. We formed our own committees to take care of ourselves, and we are super organized here. So I'm having fun. I'm so excited to be here. I have been waiting for this my whole life, and then I've been waiting for 3 days to get here and to see what's up. What are we doing here? So ready to go.
You're only a couple minutes from the camps, and as a fellow West Coaster, our camps are no longer there, but I think you will be inspired by what you see at the 2 camps they have here and there.
Okay.
And there's plenty of space for you guys to set up.
Awesome. Well, I brought my tent, so
right on.
and my 20-degree sleeping bag with parka.
You're gonna need it. Yeah. You're gonna need it.